I don't even think this video needs any type of introduction.
Tell me why he proceeds to tell me that the reason why he would sometimes turn around videos a week or two late is because he couldn't stop touching himself. To me, his, in a way, employer of many, many months. You are the person that I send like hours of footage to.
I have no clue what to say, but that is the craziest admission in the world. What's going on, guys? Now, we all know who Pokimane is. There's no need to give a backstory about her, but this is an interesting story because the concept of your editor, who is supposed to have some of your private, intimate moments, you know, of your recordings for stuff that you can't necessarily control, is touching themselves. And I wonder if it's to completion to your videos. This is a total infringement of trust, an invasion of privacy, or maybe it's tiptoeing that line of boundary. For one, he's the most disgusting dude in the world. When you are editing a video or recording a video, there's sometimes where you do things that, you know, may not need to be seen in the public eye or view or whatever, but it still makes it to the recording because you're trusting that your editor is going to be able to take that out or not. Like right now, you guys don't know if I have on pants or not, but if somebody was to go to the door, I could get up and my editor would know if I had pants on or not. Those are things that I trust though with my editor. You don't know if I've changed clothes, you don't know which day it is, you don't know if my teeth are brushed, you don't know these things, but there's a possibility that my editor does know these things. So the idea of this guy breaking this trust between editor and creator is absolutely disgusting. Another question that arises though is like, how long does it take for you to beat your meat in order for you to get a video out? If she sent me the video Monday, there's no way that I'm beating my meat for 7 days out of the week, so much that I can't get a video turned around like that. Even if you did edit it and send it to her, you would still have that video stored. So let's say one day she comes in maybe with her back out or something like that, save the clip. Now, not saying that that's not less freaky, because it still is freaky, but beating your meat so much that you can't turn around a video in a full week is disgusting. Now, we've seen tweets of Pokimane saying things like stop sexualizing people without their consent, and it's always been taken out of context. There's this idea of women being in spaces and they're always getting sexualized no matter what they do, no matter how harmless it is, people are going to take it very sexual. We can see a tweet of her going to the Streamer Awards in a dress, and this guy Louis Hoodlum is quote tweeting or putting her tweet down in the bottom talking about stop being sexualized, but it's literally just her in a dress, something that is not inherently sexual. I'm not going to say that this is a community or culture that breeds this kind of, you know, cell-like behavior, but we know who is watching these things online. We know if you are a man or any sort of person of sorts that watches Pokimane's content for hours upon hours on end, then you already have a little bit of a screw loose. I don't know if this is something that is inherent with, you know, male-dominated spaces and then women infiltrating. We seen a couple months ago where there was a woman streamer who was playing Valorant, I believe, and she got hit with a bunch of grape jokes. And what's crazy is the Red Pill community said that this was just a male-dominated space and these are actions within a male-dominated space. I wonder if that extends to something like this in this situation here where Pokimane is getting sexualized for simply recording videos by people that she employs. I wonder if it is something that they just have to deal with, which we can see right here. I would hope that people would look at this person and totally condemn them. And it's nasty work because now if I was Pokimane, I would be seeking nothing but women editors, or, and not saying that women aren't attracted to women so they won't be doing things like this, but just the likelihood is honestly lower. If she sought out women editors only, I would have no problem, but I know people would have a lot of problem with the discrimination involved. But in her experience, she's dealt with men masturbating, touching themselves, pleasuring themselves to her content, the behind the scenes stuff, which can be very, very private and personal. And even though the Red Pill community kind of condemned the woman back then who was talking about the grape joke, saying that this was male dominated spaces, you shouldn't be in male dominated space if you can't handle it, they are now condemning this editor because nobody's agreeing with how deplorable these actions are.
I'm ready to finally tell you why I've been struggling so much with deadlines.
I can finish your sentence. He was too busy beating off, looking at her face to edit. The dude was just all over his laptop instead of doing the work.
Something that we can fix.
Guarantee you.
That was crazy.
Tell me why he proceeds to tell me.
Tell you why? Because he's horny. Because he's horny and a fucking loser because he's watching you.
That the reason why he would sometimes...
Come on, say it.
Touching himself?
Spit it out! Yes! Nah, what are you surprised? You see that evil smile? Because she knows this is the purpose of her content and she likes the attention anyway. He's giving away his life force to a woman in a screen who's getting rich off of it.
Now, I'm not gonna act like I consume a ton of Pokimane's content, but there may be some credibility to what Sneako was saying. We've seen a bunch of content creators that are specifically women get in these places and spaces and know that they are taking advantage of the men that are lonely or may not be having the sex like the statistics show. And they are literally, you know, taking advantage of the fact that, hey, I'm a woman, whether I'm pretty or not, I am just a woman and I exist in this space. And because I exist in this space and show similar traits or whatever, a lot of people will call it grifting, then you are going to fund me, you're going to fund my lifestyle, etc., etc. Amaranth is kind of a perfect example of this when she goes around streaming the way that she streams and the revealing clothing the way that she does, only for her to start an OnlyFans.
Okay, so there's no way she's allowed to be just fucking she is fucking a ball in the middle of the pool. How's that allowed?
A lot of people would say that she was manipulated into doing that, and we're not going to get into that situation here, but we do know get in, infiltrate, grift it off, you know, because they are preying on those that are weaker, preying on those that have needs and desires, and make some profit about it. But with that being said, you would never think that it would be your employee doing such things. When your employee is doing such things, that's where it's like a whole nother level of disgusting. Now, apparently this situation has been old, but it has resurfaced. Pokimane cleared it up and said she doesn't need any new editors because this was a clip that happened years ago. But people are giving her backlash because they're saying that she should have never publicized this person's conversation. This is a tweet that says people are shaming the editor for admitting this to her, yet no one seems to have a problem with Pokimane publicizing a very personal problem. Regardless of how she feels about it, she didn't need to tell the world about this. Now, granted, I hate that we live in this world we even have to entertain a conversation like this. Yes, she did not necessarily have to bring it up. If her videos were coming out later than anticipated, she was probably promising them to her audience or whatever the case may be. She did not have to give this total justification as to why her videos weren't there. Hey, I had a problem with an editor, I'm having to find a new editor, we can get this stuff out later. However, this sick person does not have the right to privacy because he is violating, one, their agreement of confidentiality that they have, because there's supposed to be some level, there's supposed to be some more respect that goes there, and two, she's protecting other potential women who may hire him as an editor. Honestly, if she outed his name wholeheartedly, I would have no problem with it, because as I know and as other content creators know, a lot of the times, a lot of these editors or contract workers, thumbnail designers work within the same niche and flow between the same few sets of people, right? So the employees for Playback might be the same employees for me, might be the same employees for Abba and Preach, might be the same employees for MTR, might be the same employees for the same commentary channel. So if I do end up letting mine go and there was something bad that did happen, like my editor touching himself to my footage, which he should not, I would want Abba and Preach to know before he puts on his resume, hey, I worked on the Yomizi channel for so long, and then he goes to Abba and Preach and says, oh, well, you know, I can help you guys edit. It's the same type of style. I already get the concept. Just go ahead and be here. No, that person is a sicko. He's a weirdo. People should know about him in the community. To me, it would be no different if this person was just not communicative or any other irresponsible traits that he might have or her have as an editor or some sort of contract worker. If this person was sketchy with their pay or they were always giving excuses or whatever the case may be and somebody needed a reference, this would be a part of the reference that I give. Hey, this person is not only lazy, they're not only not communicative, they also touch themselves to your videos if you give them the footage. I would want everybody to know that, but that's just me. People are saying that I could be wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is kind of weird. And women, stay safe in these male spaces because they're not going to give you any sort of sympathy at all.